Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Don Shade.
Hello, my friend and future millionaire. Welcome to this episode of the Money Wheel. My name is Don Shade. Now, as we get into building your $1 million roadmap, one of the things I want you to focus on is this. I want you to figure out what your learning style is. Now, some of you may still be going to college or taking some kind of other training, but some of you have been out of school a long time. What I want you to look at is this. Are you someone who likes to read books? Or are you someone that when you sit down to read a book, you read one page and next thing you know, you're checking your eyelids for cracks? Well, that's kind of how I am. So what I did was this. Everything that I can get on audio, I buy it that way because that is my learning style. Now, over the last 16 years, I've spent over $300,000 on professional training and coaching to be able to coach you on how to build wealth. In that time, I've probably listened to almost 1,000 audiobooks or recordings teaching me how to do different things with building wealth and building a business. Now, the reason I was able to do so many in such a short amount of time, I was very fortunate to have a job where I could listen to an iPod while I was working. So I learned a lot of stuff while I was working for somebody else. But the point I want to get to is this. There are certain trainings and certain books that you can't buy on audio. Now, what I did, being somebody who is single and no kids, I pay a lady $10 an hour to read those books into a handheld recorder. And what I do then is put the files on my iPod. Now, I want you to think about this. If you're somebody that has kids that are close to teenage years, why not buy a handheld recorder and pay them to read those books so you can listen to them on audio while you're driving back and forth to work or whatever the situation is? Because here's the truth of the situation. What it comes down to, there's going to come a time that your kids are going to be up against the wall on a hard decision. Are they going to think about something they read in one of the books that you had them read? Or are they going to talk to somebody at McDonald's or Burger King where they worked that may give them the wrong advice? You just never know what's going to happen in life. But I assure you, if you could get your teenager to read books and pay them, it would be far better than working at McDonald's or Burger King. Not that there's anything wrong with those places, but your children will be getting the training of wealthy people versus somebody that's just working a job. That's just something to think about. I'll see you on the next episode of the Money Wheel.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.